Hi, I'm Carolyn and this is the first video according to my blog post regarding the Backup Exec performance test I'm doing right now. So this is Backup Exec 15 feature pack 3 and I've prepared some jobs here. If we have a look at this job that is backing up to a local backup to disk folder that is inside the backup server itself, something around 19 terabytes. The source data is located on an HP MSA, and when we look into the folder here we find out it's roughly 100 gigabytes of data inside that folder, so we have a little bit of data to play with. Okay, so what we do now is we just give it a run, right click on this job, say run now to see what performance we can reach. As I wrote in the blog post itself, which you can find on blog.pingers.de, the idea behind this series is to find out how much performance we can reach with Backup Exec with, I call it standard hardware. And yeah, so since the job run itself is a little bit boring, I do some fast forwarding here and until we come to the end of the job. So you see the job's running. Now we should come to an end, and yes, here it is. You see we've got 74 gigabytes per minute of throughput, which is quite an acceptable performance for a single run on a server. So we've got a second folder here which contains the same amount of data, and we're going to back up this folder too, but in parallel with the first one, so we start both jobs at the same time. So we mark them in Backup Exec and right click on them and say run now again, so both jobs will run in parallel. Yes to all, and here we go. So as we did with the first job, we also speed this one up to show the backup process in a faster mode, so we don't have to wait so long for the jobs to finish. And here we go. What are we expecting? I think the first job will be a little less performant maybe, but the overall performance should at least meet the one we had for the single job. So now the jobs are finished, wonderful, and what do we see? The first job ran with something like 46 and the other one too, so yeah, that's a good result. So let's have a look. We have another volume here which contains two folders which, as a surprise, contain 100 gigabytes of data each. And the idea is now, okay, let's run 4 jobs in parallel to see whether the performance is stable or whether we see whatever kind of results. So we mark all 4 jobs in Backup Exec, do a right click and say again, run now. We confirm that we want to start all jobs at the same time, and this is what Backup Exec does now. And as before, we're going to speed this up to see the results after all jobs finish. You see we get a decent performance on the first job, which is a little decreasing as the other jobs start. I would say this is due to the fact that the target storage reaches its limit of performance to write the data. So yeah, you see the first job is already done, the other ones are still running, and now the second job comes to an end, and the third one, and the fourth one too. Now we're waiting for the last one to finish. Here we go, and now we get all the results. So I'm going to sort the job history now in order to bring the 4 jobs that ran in parallel below each other. Here is that group, and below them are the 2 jobs we ran before. and the last one in the list is the job that ran solely on itself. To sum up the results, I've prepared a little text file here where I'm going to enter the performance results from the 3 runs. So here we've got the result from the first job. It's something like 74,000 megabytes per minute. Then we have the 2 jobs running quite faster than a single one, and the 4 jobs that were somewhere in between the single and the 2 jobs in parallel, which may be a result of the performance of the target where we ran the backups to. So this is the end of the first video regarding the backup Exec performance test I'm doing right now, and I hope to welcome you again on the second video, which will be published in a few days. Thanks and bye bye.